it doesn't bother me until they're degrading black women. Other than that, like who you like, be with who you want to be with.
I remember being told I was black and ugly by black girls.
That made millions and millions of dollars. Why do most athletes choose white women?
It's 50% of white women in college.
A lot of women will see a man struggling and get that struggle confused with ambition.
Well, y'all seen all them black boys get drafted to the NFL today and kiss their beautiful, pretty white girlfriends.
Welcome back to More to Life. All right, guys. Now for today's video, sort of like an episode, we're going to get into what on Anton Daniels' podcast, they just discussed black men pedestalizing white women. So we want to get into that, break it down. What happened is after OKC won a championship playing Indiana, they were celebrating with a bunch of white women. Now we know there's many factors that goes into that. But let's break down this conversation and then explain why. Let's get into this.
It's kind of sad, and I didn't want to do it when they got all the families together and all the white chicks. I was like, God, it was one black girl in that damn thing.
Well, that maybe should be the beginning of the show, right? Well,
God, dude, it was sad though. I'm like, man, I was like, where the black chicks at?
Does that bother y'all? Does it bother? Do y'all think that that's problematic that there were no black women
represented at all?
Does that bother y'all?
It's Oklahoma, right?
0 people on the Thunder are from Oklahoma. It literally has nothing to do with us. They just play here.
Do y'all think that is a larger cultural issue in which the majority of the players, regardless of what their race is, that they all were with white women?
I do think in a way it's viewed as a status symbol, but it doesn't bother me until they're degrading black women. Other than that, like who you like, be with who you want to be with.
Good.
What about you, Carrie?
My apologies. I did not hear the question.
None of the players, all of the players was with white women that won a championship from Oklahoma City, an NBA championship.
I mean, hey, the white girls got their man. Like, oh.
That's the right take on it, though.
You know,
yeah.
Like,
Great take.
Man, that's
weren't they white?
No, there's black players. It's a bunch of black players too.
Yeah, it's mostly black.
See, that's what I like. You can tell there's no hate, there's no shade. And of course, if there was, they can't show it. But let's keep this going. Let's keep it going.
All the women were white? Or
Yeah.
Hispanic? White? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that does not bother me. That doesn't bother me.
Or why not? Well, I'm saying why not? Because I know that that's a thing. I know that has always been a.
Is it really a status symbol or like?
It's not a thing to me, and though we've talked about this before. The more that I know that there's even strategy to go find these men, it's like, okay, they have strategies and they get.
And look at a picture of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with his white girl or white wife. I don't know if he's married to her. Maybe one of y'all can tell me because I didn't look that up. But you see he got the do-rag on. But I'm going to get into that after.
Results. Like, sounds like a solid game plan to me.
But I mean, I guess the question isn't whether or not it bothers us or not. I guess the bigger question is, why are they? To kind of speak to what Quentin was saying, why is it that all And I just talking
it's a personal thing. It's per life, because just like in my normal day life, like white women treat me better than black women.
I would say black women
Like,
find a lot of those guys corny, and the white women will just, they'll
She said it right there. They see them as corny. Let me see what she says.
take it because they don't know.
they don't know what.
They don't know.
Know what?
They don't judge black men the way black women judge black men.
But
Because
what don't they know though? What is there to know that they don't know that y'all know?
they don't know a difference. Like for a black
they're
woman,
not from the hood.
So y'all
many
put
different variations of black.
so y'all
men
put
and
something.
Look, they're not from the hood, and guys that are from the hood are experiencing black fatigue with black women because, as most men would say, and I'm going to show right now, they want black men, right? That have been through the mud, that get it out the mud, get it how to live. That's what they want. They want guys that get it how they live. And these guys are not doing that. There's a lot of guys in the hood who don't get talked to. Let me show you something. All right, I feel like Side Marshall Barb. Let me show you something.
Girls in high school, because I remember being told I was black and ugly by black girls. So then when I dated the white girls, you know what they told me? I was a sellout for dating the white girls. The white girl told me my skin color was pretty. It looked like chocolate to her.
I wonder why they left.
You, it was ugly and it looked dirty. And you black like me. Then I got to college. I said, okay, I found black women attractive. There was a whole lot of them downtown Atlanta. I remember walking up to this black girl who was walking at little 5 points. I walked behind her and I said, excuse me, miss, because I thought I could talk to black girls the way I white girls. Be really nice and friendly and cordial to them. I said, excuse me, miss. She didn't say anything. I thought, she must couldn't hear me. I said, excuse me, miss. She stopped, turned around and did me like this. I know you didn't, and walked off.
Yep. See that? That's what he experienced.
Like a lot of these athletes, they think they're corny, and a lot of them are suburban. Not all.
What's corny about being suburban?
Nothing, but to a lot of black women, they're just corny.
Yeah,
well, I'm just saying. It sounds like
they're
you're
not
trying
hard.
to,
They're not rough around the edges. A lot of them.
better.
You say that, like,
I know a lot that
drawing
are,
experience from being at LSU. I'm not saying that there weren't some suburban guys, but the ones who went to jail, football players, basketball players, that kind of stuff. But I will say that the white women went after them in college.
Boom. She broke it down. That is a lot of scenarios that happen, right? Black men are not just pedestalized. Black men, they're in college. That's what they see. They see nothing but white women sometimes. As she said, she went to LSU. LSU is a black university. A lot of these guys are going to white universities. Not white universities, but it's predominantly white women on the campus. So when they're down and out and they need someone, who's there? The white woman. They're all over them at campus. So it's not just throwing them on a pedestal. Take a look.
That made millions and millions of dollars. Why do most athletes choose white women?
Because 50% of white women in college. It's a higher rate of white women in college than black women. So it's like if you're a professional, if you're a college player, you're going to majority be in the class with what type of women?
White women.
You gotta really break that down and think about what he's saying in this situation. Most of your big time football schools are gonna be PWI, but also, there's still black women who go to these colleges, but
exactly. Those are women going to the school, actually going to class, so you're gonna be
subjective. But this guy, he's kind of young, right? They're in the school for their education. They're not thinking, let me get this black man who has nothing. Where do they want to meet black men at? I'm not saying all, because then I'll be generalized. I'll be, not generalizing, but throwing that on all black women. It's not all. But look, they're at the college. What's happening? They're focused on what they need to focus on. the white women sometimes are focused on the men. And that's what they're looking to do. The girl said it. They're looking to say, what man can I grab? I'm going to school for this. What man can I grab? Or I just like this man. As she said, they're focused on their studies and many other things.
She's talking to the people who at the school is white women. So it's like, you know what I mean? Unless you got a girl from high school who you know what I mean? Most of you're going to run into a white woman because the percentage, you could Google the percentage of white women in college.
Yeah. Especially at like
all the big schools.
Big schools.
Yeah.
Exactly. Way more white women.
The majority of white women in college, so it's like those the girls you're going to be with, you know, or you spending your time and seeing.
So it's not like a sellout thing. A lot of people are upset when they see that. They think like the black men are selling out, but it's not that.
I feel like you're just, you know, that's what they're around. You're going to adapt to your environment, so.
Fact. I mean, what do y'all think about this? Comment below if you agree with Antonio on this stance or if you feel like this is really just a stretch.
I agree with him 100%.
When we're like trying to get into sororities or graduate or go to whatever. So it was just a different mission.
I'm going to be transparent and I'm going to just throw the whole uncomfortable bomb in there. I think that white women are pedestalized as a status symbol. And we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to admit it because we want to just say that it's preference. But the reality is that I think that they are looked at as a status symbol. And that's one of the reasons why guys with resources tend to go for them. I don't think it got shit to do with it.
So white women are pedestalized as a status symbol. In some cases they are. In some cases they are, right? I'm not going to say Anton Daniels is 100% wrong. It's not all black men, as we can see. And I think he knows that. Well, I hope he knows that. He's one of the OGs, you know. He's around my age. Pretty close. He's one of the OGs. So, of course, I'm showing like different scenarios because there's so many different scenarios. It's not all black men, but black men are tired. They are. And I gotta show this next video.
Hoochie God, shout out to Hoochie God. She made a video that, you know, went viral. Basically just, you know, having some fun with the fact that as long as this cat is getting ate and is getting played with, I'm gonna need the same for that wallet. You know, just having jokes and giggles. Somebody decided to get into her comments talking about that's why I prefer white women because they have a different mindset. And plus, white women are more.
He just pedestalized. That's what Anton Daniels is talking about. That's a black man that's pedestalizing white woman. And watch this.
More supportive. And when I tell you the white women in the comment section did not disappoint, I'm so proud of you. They did not disappoint for a second. Now, in my head, all of these white women are people that are for equality, not against it. So let me just talk, okay? I'm going to read off some of the comments. So, girl, I'm half white and half native. I need that wallet and that land. We're the reason why prenups were invented.
Yes.
Baby, we're literally known for taking everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Wait till he finds out how much it costs to stay blonde.
Yes.
Jody said, we have literally stolen every resource from nearly every inch of
Sure
this
have.
earth, sir.
It's true.
As a white woman, we is. I'm telling you, we is. We coming for that wallet. Isn't that 19-year-old white girl extorting Shannon Sharp as we speak?
Yeah, exactly.
Cassie said his name is Mr. Common Sense and he ain't got an ounce of it. Mindy
Right.
said, I have never not taken money from a man. I know that's right, Mindy. Lindsay said, money's still green, ain't it? What you mean I'm not taking it? Bernadette said, has he watched one NFL draft? Like at least one to see? Amanda Morgan said, I'm taking everything, even the change out of your cup holder. As a white woman, I am very supportive of this money transfer. Lauren said, does he think that colonizing ends at the land? No, sweetie. Those pockets need the democracy and freedom.
So hearing all that, actually, I responded to this. If anybody remembers, I think my wife can put that. That's going to be hard to pull up. But I think if she can find it, I think she can pull up when I reacted to this. And if anybody remembers, I'm sure one of you can remember what I said. I said, doesn't matter if it's a black woman, doesn't matter if it's a white woman, right? A lot of times, to be safe, this is how I thought. This is why I left the country. I'm being honest with you. It's not because I couldn't get girl, man. Guys, the stories I tell is real. Dropping them jaws. Give me that. Seriously. Now, but what she's saying is real. I saw a video yesterday and I reacted to it. I think you guys saw it. Where the white woman said, I think it was the day before that. The white woman said, well, the white woman actually, they get more. And she's right. That's why a prenup was invented, is because of white women. That's true. This is facts. That's why I say this is the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Seriously, let me tell you guys something. You jump on that plane, a lot of times you can still find, I said it before, many times over, you can still find gold diggers outside of the country. You can find them in the country. It's whatever you choose to do, whether you want to stay in, you can find a white woman that are good in your program, and you can find a black woman to get on your program. I repeat, I'm not saying all. I have good black women in my family that have been happily married since they were in their teens. Yes. And they're married now and thriving. I'm talking about first cousins. So, I don't want to hear anything about you bashing on black. No, I'm not. Don't do that. No, I'm not. I'm too old for that. Now, but that's why this is the way. Because all modern women, doesn't matter whether they're black, doesn't matter whether they're white. As she said, they want them coins.
My parents would literally be disgusted with me if I went 50-50. Baby, I took the gravel out of the driveway when we divorced. True story. I'm about to cry. Mind you, in the comment, the man said that plus white women are more supportive. This one person said, I don't know where he got supported from. My great-grandmother outlived 7 husbands. And honestly, this is the best statement of all. He'll ignore all of the white women in the comment section, literally validating the original statement that was made by Hoochie God, which is, as long as you're trying to get in his cooch, I need the same access to that wallet, right? He's going to deny all of the white women that are literally telling him, we wrote the playbook. They only started digging for gold once we told them how to dig. He's going to ignore all of that because he doesn't want to believe that his precious white women.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there, right? Because, like, I've even seen NBA players. They've said it. What's that guy's name? He's with the Nuggets. He said, yeah, when I find my wife, I'm going to go overseas. Hold on one second. I got to show that.
Put on the front, they're getting slicker and slicker. I used to think dudes was worse than females. I don't really know anymore. I don't know. So I think it is. I think it is hard. But it's gonna happen one day. I'll probably meet her overseas. This is the way.
Passport, bro. Passport. No.
I'll probably meet her overseas or something.
You heard it here first. Well, not here first, but it's on TikTok. But you heard it here. So you got some guys that understand. This is what I talk about. They all are tainted. Not some, but not every single one, right? But still, the majority. And men don't like to play. That's like if I'm a gambler, right? I'm rolling the dice, and you telling me I'm rolling in Vegas, right? I have, what's the divorce rate? What is it around? It's in the high numbers on second divorce rate. What is it, around 60 or something crazy like that for second divorce? So you telling me I got a 50% chance for a first divorce? I think it's somewhere a crazy number like that. But the chance is so high. And then as the woman showed, as he said, they're getting slicker and slicker. So the lady just showed how woman is slick. Doesn't matter where they're from. They're slick.
I don't think it has anything to do with any of that. And the reason that I say that is because that would mean that black women are a monolith, right? That would mean that white women are a monolith. Because if you're telling me that there's no white women as mouthy, I'm telling you a lie.
Yeah.
You're telling me that there's no black women that know how to be quiet. I'll tell you that you a lie because I got one. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I was just saying.
That's why.
I don't believe that it's only because the group of people. I think that the culture a lot of times will show you the worst of the black community, which is also true because stereotypes are earned. But at the same time, I will also tell you that, and I don't have no problem with preference. Let's be clear. I'm not saying this to say that people should or shouldn't. I've always had the idea that you should go with whatever it is that that you feel comfortable with. But what I am also saying is I don't believe even for 1 second that people don't look at that as a status symbol. 100%.
See, that right there is when in his own comments, the wolves jumped on him. But I understand. I got to show it. They said, black men can care less about a status symbol. We've been through enough. We just want some peace. Next man says facts. Big facts. Facts. These are professional athletes. They don't need a status symbol. They already are ones. Exactly. And a black girl said that. Nobody can make you happy or bring you peace. It has to be you. You got this, black man. That one. So, yeah. Everybody is seconding that demotion, but is it all black men that feel that way? No. Some black men have a deep understanding, but I'll tell you something. A lot of black women got some kind of hood in them. Not all, but a lot. And they have that feminist, the whole West, a lot of them. You find a handful that don't, but the majority is like that. So it doesn't matter whether they're black or white. I'll say that. That's what he's saying. And he's right about that. Just like this black woman showed when they were joining hands. Oh, we robbing, man. You're robbing, man. They're holding hands, skipping in the park. They're in agreement. But let me show you how men feel. Because a lot of men are going through different scenarios. I need to show that. And then I'm going to show a scenario of why a lot of men are happy with some white women, and I'll tell you why.
An average white girl is programmed that she pays for her stuff. An average black girl takes it that it is your responsibility to pay. She's coming to a date with you with the mind that I am going to eat as much as I want and not pay.
Of course.
This is the default set, and this is the problem I'm talking about, that black women naturally tend to want a finished product.
Yeah,
they want the finished product. That's why.
Always want to go for a man.
They're basketball players.
For the man to be able to go out there and conquer the world, to make money, to bring things back to the house, is because she's paying the price for it.
As they say, ask them, what do you bring to the table? I bring myself. Or some people say, I am the table. What's your use? You have big breasts and that's your use. What kind of car does he drive? Which area does he live?
That's one there.
Damn well, y'all seen all them black boys get drafted to the NFL today and kiss their beautiful, pretty white girlfriends on live TV.
Yeah, they were there. So that goes right in with what Antonio was saying.
Conversation going on right now about how black women will ask for money, but white women will take it.
Yeah.
And this conversation is very necessary. So as I enter this conversation, I really wanted to highlight this creator's comment, and I also want to encourage you to go check out the video that this comment is under. So Miss Nadia says, black women are supposed to be free. Not I. I don't care about being called an S-worker. I can't be shamed into being a free resource to men. And I love this content creator. I mean, you should really go check out her stuff as well.
You know what that content creator doesn't understand, right? And the guy kind of broke it down. They don't know how to play the long game. because they're not taught, right? The elders can't teach them because they were single moms themselves. So the long game with black women is non-existent. That's the issue. And it's not an issue. I mean, you got black men pedestalizing. Some are, most of them aren't. A lot of them are just done. But you have some, right? But the reason why they feel this way is because black women don't have game. I got to be honest. White women have more game. And then also on top of that, a lot of white women ain't playing games.
This is the problem. You said, I think most fathers don't want their daughters with someone who is struggling with no ambition, who relies on women. I know my dad didn't. I also don't think it's an ethnicity thing either.
But they're doing college too.
So you're 100% right. A lot of women will see a man struggling and get that struggle confused with ambition. A man can have ambition and still be struggling because he's trying to get somewhere where he's not quite there yet, but he's struggling to get there. There's no lack of ambition. He just isn't quite where he wants to be.
You hear what she's saying? So the black man that said to the girl earlier, you know, and hoochie guy, whatever, we got to stop that. The pedestalizing white woman, we have to stop it. You have to know which ones. You have to pay attention. Just like when you go overseas. You can't just go, oh, all these women are good, because you end up with a gold digger. You'll come to the Philippines, end up with a gold digger in Manila somewhere. Or somewhere else. It can be in the province. They're everywhere. No matter where you go, there you are. That's the truth. It's just not as much.
To be when you meet him or when the female meets him, and because he's not where he wants to be and she sees that he's struggling, she sees it as a lack of ambition, when in all actuality he has all the ambition.
That was me in the past.
He was just struggling to get there, which
I was
again,
actually there for a while.
with my case, my man was ambitious, knew where he wanted to go, knew how to get there, but didn't quite, was just getting on his feet. So when I came into the picture, I could see all of that. I could see all of the potential, and I stepped in and helped. That's the difference. I hope this helps.
She stepped in and helped. The man was struggling. She stepped in, and you hear that. You see what the last one, this woman said, you know, we want them coins. Like, and that's what it is. That's the problem, that a lot of black men have a black woman. Most, because even if you ask the girls on the panel, that was on Anton Daniels' panel, right? Would they date a black man that's up and coming? Like this white woman says she will. They probably will say no. I can't say all of them. I can't say all, because then I'll be doing the same thing that's being done with these statements here. I can't say all. But she believes a struggling man does not have a lack of ambition. Now he's up, and he's up with a white woman. This is the perfect example. This is what black men want. This situation here, when they go for white women. You just have to find a white woman like this. She's kind of right. Don't pedestalize all white women. Pedestalize the right woman, whether she's white or black, no matter what it is. Because it's not just about race. It's just guys are finding more better situations with that race. They're putting them on a pedestal sometimes, and that needs to stop. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Peace out. See you next video.